This task is designed to introduce you to the work of our inspirational artist for this project, which is Patrick Boyer. You can see some of his work here. He tends to have a focal point, usually a face, and then lots and lots of images in the background, often overlapping and telling a story. So we're going to do something called a monoprint, and we're going to use oil pastel. You're going to need pencil, biro, ruler, oil pastels, and an image of Patrick's work, and also masking tape. To start by putting a title on your page. And your title is Patrick Boyer Monoprint. Also add the date. You're then going to need to get some newspaper, the image, and some brightly coloured oil pastels. You decide what colours. I'd avoid peach, grey and white. You can just do one colour if you want to. You can use analogous colours if you'd like, or just a rainbow, an assortment. You then turn your image over, and on the back of the image, you apply thick, glossy oil pastel in any pattern you like. You hold the paper down like I'm doing, it stops it from crumpling. If you get the colours mixing up, it doesn't matter, and if there's some ugly dark marks, that's not a problem either. If you don't have colour behind any of the image, the print won't work. So this oil pastel is going on the back of your image. There's your image, oil pastel on the back. So if you put your oil pastels away and your newspaper away, you now need to attach your image to your page using a little bit of masking tape in the corners. 2 or 3 pieces. You're now ready to transfer the image onto the page in your sketch pad. So when you draw on top of the red areas, you'll create a red image on your page. On top of the green areas, a green image on your page. It's quite a complex design. So if you start with outlines first, and if you've got a coloured biro, that'll be better because you'll be able to see where you've drawn. So start with the outlines. And then occasionally you may want to just pull back the image to check that it's working. Check that you're pressing hard enough. Because the images aren't very clear, you may need to make up some parts. Use your intuition or your common sense. Now this part can take quite a long time. So just relax into it and don't worry about making it perfect. That's not important. Now I'm not going to go around all of that because it's going to take me too long in this video. I think you probably get the idea. So I can peel that one away and you can see how the colours are transferring. Now once you've done all your outlines, so you've got all your details in, what you then want to do is add some tone. So where it's dark, you want to add tone by using some kind of mark making technique. So it could be cross hatching or just simply colouring in. You can create a tonal effect by not pressing quite so hard where you want it to be a little bit lighter. So in the grey areas, you won't press quite as hard as you'll press in the black areas. And you can adjust your mark making technique according to what you're drawing. So I'm just using little lines on this petal and on this sort of Christmas decoration here. I'll probably use hatching to complement the shape. But if something's soft or hairy, I might use sort of squiggly patterns. If something's smooth, then I'll use straight and quite smooth patterns. So then wherever you colour in is going to be colourful. So we can see here I've filled the hair and the lips and the flowers, and it's started to become more interesting to look at. So you can experiment. So I've got this pear here. So I'm just going to experiment with using sort of a squiggly technique, just so you can see how that looks. So more squiggles where I want it to be darker, less where I want it to be lighter. Oh, because it's yellow, you can't see it very clearly, but it looks slightly softer and gentler than the harsh lines. Okay, so that's our Patrick Boyer monoprint. Start with your title and your date. Oil pastel on the back of the image using your newspaper. Fix your image, oil pastel size down into your book using small pieces of masking tape. Get a coloured biro, start drawing around all the outlines. When you've done all your outlines, start adding tone using a range of mark making techniques. Brilliant, let's get to it.